Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for a one-shot. Today we are going to be doing a Western one-shot. The name, Whiteout. Now, I have no recap because
Nothing
we're
happened
just
last
getting
time.
started. And today we are joined by a friendly new face, but let me introduce everybody. Today we have Kyle, Mac, Josh, Katie, and Christo. Katie is joining us over from the Vampire channel. I was like, you could play a vampire, but how about a cowboy? And same
Cowboy
thing.
vampire?
If anybody asks me, cowboys and vampires are the exact same thing, and I'll fight about it. You may at me.
Also witches.
I'll fight about that one. Cowboys, vampires, same exact thing. But today we're just gonna have a casual good time. There's no magic in this world.
Which means everyone will be friendly and happy.
That's what the absence of magic does. Make everyone happy and healthy. So I think it is time to just jump straight into things. And we'll get to meet our new roster of characters. This one shot takes place in an inn called Lonadell's Bay Bar. It is a small inn, 2 stories, largish barn out to the side. No bay currently in sight, but maybe there's one under this slowly increasing pile of snow. A horrible storm is attempting to bury this inn and freeze the patrons, but inside burns a fire in the hearth, holding death at bay. But as the sun sets, the elements grow harsher. Inside of the inn is warmly furnished with pelts, some new, some old. There's a couple cramped sitting areas, one with a lone comfortable chair and side table next to a sparse bookshelf. And there's another one where there is a large chaise next to a love seat and a chair. There are also seating areas for dining. There are 2 tables, one in the corner with 2 chairs and a larger table with 4. Near the table with 4, there is a large, thick rug on the floor. You can also see from standing in the center of the space, you can get a good view of all of her splendor. There is a set of stairs going up to the 2nd floor. In the center, there is a round bar top. And on the far back wall, there is a wood burning stove in the corner. At the bar, it is a tall woman, thick in the hips and a bit in the shoulders and chest, but cinched in incredibly tight in the waist with her corset. She's currently leaning over the bar, a woman probably early 40s, flipping through a small book, which she writes in with a small bit of charcoal. Olive skin, dark hair and eyes, and she is fully focused at this time on writing in this little book. This is Lana Dell. Lana Dell owns the place. Once a sex worker, gathered up money for a time and decided that she wanted to be a businesswoman, and businesswoman she became. She has held on to this place for years, and everyone knows Lana Dell. Eventually, everybody comes through this place, and if they have not met her before, they will have heard of her. She is a backbone of the traveling community, a place where many will stop and will stop time and time again. She still wears a very solid layer of makeup, dolling up each day. But old habits and whatnot. There's currently a man sitting at the bar wearing a heavy duster, and he has greasy black hair. A hat sat next to him on the bar, and he is just mostly head near completely put into a bowl of stew, which he is slowly shoveling into his mouth. And the space is full of that smell. It is a smell of soup and tobacco and just the warmth of the place. On the chaise in the lounging area, there is a Pale blonde woman, hair piled up on top of her head, green eyes, and a dress to match. She's sort of in a very loosely splayed position, reading from a book. Meant to look comfortable, I suppose, but that is certainly not the case for anybody who's looking hard enough. It's just kind of holding the book above her head at an awkward angle and very lazily flipping through. At this point, the door swings open. The sun has started to set and the outside has become violent. A cold gust of air enters the space and begins to envelop it, but quickly the door is shut as a man steps into the room. Krista, would you like to introduce your character for us, please?
Awesome. So I will be playing Jacques Rousseau, the French trapper. He's about 6'8" and just like a beard as long to his belt and like hair to match with like it's just all brown but with streaks of gray coming into it. He's been tough and withered by the weather in this life of living out back, but as he comes in, he's just got furs over him to keep warm in this nature, and he goes straight up to the bar, looking Lana Dell in the face and goes, "Parlez-vous français?"
She looks at you for a moment. I'm sorry, sugar, that's not exactly my cup of tea. But you hear like a gasp from across the room, and you see the young woman in the green dress gives you a little wave. Bonjour. And just sort of like still kind of in her strange, like splayed out position, gives you just a wide smile. But Lana kind of pulls you back in. Is there anything I could get you?
Oh, una whiskey.
She smiles. That'll be a dime.
I'll slap that coin on the table and then knock it back. And he's a brute, but he sees a pretty lady, so he's gonna. He doesn't have much time to what do you call it? Talk with ladies dealing in the forests and mountains, so he's gonna enjoy the company when he can.
Currently, you're in a pretty good position. One lady here, one lady there, both relatively pleasant. You see Lana, she points over towards the door where you entered. Can you read English?
Oh, oui.
There was a sign, and she motions over to a framed sign with crocheted wording in it, reading, "Violence strictly prohibited. Violators will be buried out back."
In French, oui is yes.
She smiles. Anything else? Soup's cheap.
He does have a soup catcher, but he wants to talk to the one that actually speaks French.
Yeah, you start to meander your way over and are able to take a seat next to the young woman, still sort of splayed out and kind of doing that thing where like she knows you're approaching, but she doesn't say anything, and she's just like looking at the book, and she kind of just keeps like giving you a little bit of a look out of the corner of her eye.
He doesn't know how to approach women, and he has a negative charisma modifier, so I imagine he's gonna do the most typical French thing and just talking to her in French, going like, "My loins, they radiate for you." And then just being kind of awkwardly graphic. It's like, "Go away, French guy."
She like nods while you talk and seems like she's heard so much worse. There's almost like a lack of phasing visible anywhere. And she's just like, "That is very interesting." And she sort of like, haha, and like laughs and engages very happily. Seems happy to also get to talk to somebody. And does not often slip into French. It seems that she is trying to stick to English, but when you speak to her in French, she replies in English.
Okay. So at least she understands it. Okay.
Yeah, she seems to fully understand you. But she introduces herself. My name is Belle Epoque. and just a big smile on her face, just like a pop of the lips, as you two talk to each other. And the door, she swings open again. It seems that this storm, like a flood, herding rats into the only safe place, everybody outside, far from shelter, is making it to the only beacon in the snow. Joshua, I'd love you to introduce us to your character.
Sure, of course. So a tall man walks in wearing probably a big fur coat. He dresses like he's got money, maybe a city slicker. Under the big coat, he's wearing black denim and a black shirt with silver fixings on it, a silver bolo tie, silver little collar stays, silver trim on his hat. And if you're anybody who knows anybody, you might recognize Harvey O'Hara, aka the Silver Bullet, who is a bounty hunter who may or may not be in town to hunt some bounties. And he's got a rifle on his back that's just as pretty as he is, and he's very pretty. And that opens doors for him. So he comes in and he sits down at the bar and says, "Well, you must be Lana Dell."
What gave it away?
Honestly, it's because you're still beautiful after the just a few years out of the business.
What can I say? Business is good. Can I get you something? And you saw the sign. And she points over at the violence will be met with violence sign.
Yeah, no worries. It's pretty hard to get this thing out and point it at somebody here in a bar. But I'll keep my sword sheathed as well. And he has, once he mentions it, underneath the coat, there is a silver officer's saber on his belt. And he sits down and says, "Why don't you get me some whiskey?" Well, that's what we'll start off with.
Starting off with some whiskey. Can do. Dime, please.
He hands that over happily.
Oh, and just so y'all know, he kind of motions over to the two men who have just come in. I'm very aware you'll die out there, but rooms still cost $1. So
Wouldn't dream of not paying.
Before you go upstairs, we will exchange money for keys, or you may spend the night outside. Good. And she goes ahead and pours your drink. Is there a particular reason you're here, Mr. Bullet? Seeming to recognize you.
Well, with the weather outside, I wouldn't be surprised if the trail's gone cold, if you know what I mean. But he reaches into his pocket and pulls out an old looking, even for the Old West, wanted poster for Charlotte Wilson. Says she's wanted alive for a $600 reward. And yeah, it just looks old.
I see. Well, I certainly have not seen anybody by that description, but I will certainly keep my eyes peeled mostly towards the door, the only way to get in.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
And he'll spend the next couple minutes of quiet time just surveying the people in the room. You said there's another man at the bar?
There is another man at the bar who's like kind of head down, hair kind of falling into his face a bit, just slowly, kind of methodically shoveling stew into his mouth.
Is he wearing anything in particular?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'm really good at those.
My skills.
I got a +1, so that's 10.
Okay. The struggle you're having is that this man kept his very heavy duster on, and you're just kind of, is there anything you would like to do to make this easier for yourself?
I would be happy just inspecting the boots, since those probably aren't under the duster.
Okay, go ahead and roll me stealth, or I'd take performance to try to casually look at this man's shoes.
That's a 17.
Okay. Which one did you roll?
Stealth.
Okay. Just a little stretch and then an aggressive lean. Yeah. Duster looks like it is on its last leg, but this man is wearing a beautiful set of snakeskin boots, just kind of a beacon against his kind of drab attire.
Great. Good to know.
Good to know. Okay. While you're, casual, you have a drink, you did a very low lean to look at a man's shoes. The sound of the stairs from the second floor begin to creak as somebody makes their way down. A man begins to make his way down the steps, having had a little bit of time compared to the others who have just entered to warm up a bit and get the snow off of their bodies, sort of working warmth back into their fingers. Kyle, would you introduce us to your character?
A relatively tall, slender, very handsome young man, probably mid-20s, comes down the stairs dressed pretty well, probably a little underdressed for the weather. And he at his side has a bag that a doctor might carry. Dr. Josiah Mercola comes down the stairs and comes down to the bar. Ms. Dell, I appreciate your hospitality, but can I might I trouble you for a whiskey?
It is certainly no trouble if there is a dime set upon the counter.
He'll reach into his pocket and looks a little disappointed by how light his pockets are at this point, but he comes up with a dime and sets it on the counter. Just still trying to shake that cold.
Hopefully this helps. And she sort of straightens up and goes, sets the glass down, and like a little sloppily pours your drink, but it is still a drink presented to you. And just sort of like glances over the dime and sets it away.
And Josiah look over the room and see that there are two people here that weren't here when he checked in a few hours ago, and it's gonna take a measure of them, see what they look like.
Go ahead and roll insight.
It's a 14.
Okay. On a 14, Mr. O'Hara, what do you think somebody would get from a 14 gander of you?
The fur coat looks shiny and new, but it's probably not like the quality furs that the trapper here would get. And some of the silver looks silver on him, but some of it doesn't.
Okay. And Mr. Jacques, if somebody 14 insight on you, what would they gander?
Forgot I was muted. Sorry. So they could probably tell that Jacques is not used to dealing with people, and he definitely needs a bath.
Mm. I would even, doctor, go ahead and give me a history check.
That's a 7.
Okay. No worries. But you have entered the space. You're currently at the bar with 2 other men. One you've already met, but a few new people in the space.
Ms. Dell, my beauty, do you know either of these men prior, or are they new here for the first time?
You watch kind of like there's like a click of the tongue, and she like glances over. The thing is, everybody knows me. I don't know everybody, but I do. And she takes kind of a gander over and is like, this is the Silver Bullet, bounty hunter.
The Silver Bullet.
It seems he has decided to grace my little place instead of dying in the snow. And she smiles.
Well, I'd like to buy the Silver Bullet a golden whiskey if I could. He'll plop down another dime on the bar for 2 more dimes, one more for himself and one for the Silver Bullet.
Well, I think, Miss Dell, that we should just keep the generosity going, and I'll pull out another dime and buy a whiskey for the other man at the bar.
I only have 2 hands. Give me a minute.
No rush on that, man.
She
You
turns.
have 3 glasses.
She keeps picking up glasses like, finish it so I can use this goddamn glass again. But at a leisurely pace, drinks are distributed and one is set in front of the man staring into his view, who kind of for the first time lifts his eyes a bit and looks at it. And then like looks down the bar at the 2 of you. Bit of a slender face, kind of buggy in the eyes, just kind of wide eyes. And he gives like a nod and quickly drinks from his drink before returning to this very good stew that he's very excited about.
Harvey will only spare him like the barest of glances before he drinks his own, and then asks Josiah, so what brings you to town?
Well, I wasn't planning to be here. I was in transit when this dreadful storm struck up. I've actually got business back west of here. But seems to be this is where we're stuck for the time being.
Did your boat get moored in the bay?
No, axle broken on the wagon, in for repair at the moment. Wanted to see if there was some business, little further east in nothing special, but looks like I'll probably be able to turn around and fetch my wagon again before that business would have transpired, because I think this is going to slow everything down.
I find that quite likely. It's a good thing that Lana Dell's over here has not only a bar, but a mechanic shop attached in the back.
Well, left the wagon back in blind spot. Borrowed a nag, and it up and died in the cold, not far from here. And lucky I was near enough here to trudge my way in to find Miss Dell's beautiful smiling face and warm welcome.
First off, I don't think you, sir, have ever seen me smile.
I could make you smile, darling.
Disagree.
If you let me.
She like sharply turns. and without much like provoking, refills the glasses, refills your shots. At this time, you hear a creak from a new spot in the place, not from the stairs, not from the door, but from a hatch. It begins to slowly creak open, pushing away a rug. It seems that each time somebody goes down, Lana casually goes over and just shoves the rug back on top for aesthetics. Emerging from the floor is a young man. Katie, would you introduce us to your character?
Love to. It's about 5'7", wearing really oversized clothes for how small he is. Has darkish hat on with what looks like furs that he probably got himself, just kind of put on so randomly, just kind of prideful thing. And just nice pair of pants, belt with looks like an axe and a knife. He walks up to Lana. Lana, door's still closed down there, you know. Been checking it.
I think you should maybe stop checking doors that are locked, Charlie. We have some new guests. Look over here. Shining up the place a bit. Silver Bullet and another Frenchie.
Oh, starts kind of fidgeting with the knife at his side. It's getting a little crowded up here.
Storm will do that. You're welcome to hide in the cellar if that'd make you more comfortable.
Whiskey first. We'll throw down some coin.
And you watch as a hand is put on the coin and the coin is pushed back over to you. And a little whiskey is filled. You do good work. You can drink a little. That's
fine. I'll get the rest of that deer. Pay you back.
Listen, how about we just wait a bit? You find me just a whole spanking new deer and it'll be great.
Sit down a few chairs away from the other people.
Yeah, it's kind of like a circular bar. So you just kind of like this way and just Lana sort of is like a little bit of a barrier as she kind of leans over on the bar. Meanwhile, Belle leans over to Jacques. I should be truthful. I am very expensive.
Hey, Belle. Oh shit, that's not my accent.
Who am I?
Who am I again? Je take the pen.
Show me the belts. And she kind of like sits up. Show me the belts. Charlie brings beautiful belts. And tries to like lean to look at like Charlie and like waves a little bit.
Give a wave.
He'll probably have like a snow fox or rabbit kind of pelt that he
would. Like is the reaction you get as she like looks at each one like it's the first time she's ever seen a pelt. But just, and there's a bit of an appraising eye. You kind of get a hint of as she sort of looks over each pelt. Neat. You see that Lana sort of like looks over the group and like looks back over to the soup. Benji worked so damn hard on this soup. And just sort of like kind of murmurs to herself a bit before once again the door slams open, this time like in full swing, off kilter, slams into the wall, and like Lana like actively flinches a bit as the door swings wide, mostly from the propulsion of the wind, which has begun to pick up and up and up. Two figures enter from the doorway. One of them is an older man in a brown suit, three-piece, with mud caked up around the ankles and wrists, kind of a little bit wild salt and pepper hair, and like the face seems to be chafed by the wind a bit, holding a briefcase to their body and shaking very violently. And a second figure. Mac, would you introduce us to your character?
I most certainly shall. Figure walks in behind the gentleman. A little difficult to clock the precise nature of the person till such time as they remove the bandana, which was protecting their face, and the heavy goggles. I ain't got them right now. From over the eyes. Very handy for trying to traverse very thick snow such as this. 5'5" sort of looking person. Blue eyes, very bright. 3 scars along the right side. Scans the room, clocks the number of people. Tip of the hat to Dell.
She smiles. Hey there, mind the sign, and points at it once again.
Wouldn't dream of it, Ms. Dell. Wouldn't dream of causing no trouble.
The man shuffles in and like looks over at you. Thank you, Miss Cam. Appreciative. And just sort of shuffles over towards the fire.
And next time you go riding out in the snow like this, you best have somebody else with you. You would have been buzzard food otherwise.
Actually, it's a bit and like goes on to like a bit of a tangent about like how quickly the buzzards would actually get to me in this temperature. But
yeah, all right. We get it. You're real smart.
Kind of just scoffs, like sort of shy, but goes and sits down, and you see Belle, who has like a fur kind of draped over the arm, looking at it, like glances over. Hello there. What is your name? Yes, I'm Professor Finkelstein. You can call me Fink. And he just gives like a wild, shaky smile, and she's like, "It is very nice to meet you, Fink." And just big white smile plastered on the face as the door is closed and the space slowly begins to rebuild the heat that it had lost along the way. Is there anything people would like to do? Currently, Cam, you've just entered the space. What would you want to do?
I would like to scan the room and see if anybody seems to match the description of an individual I am seeking.
Go ahead and roll. I would honestly I would take perception or investigation on this.
I'm gonna go on perception here. Clocking a 14.
The information you are given, wee bit minor. Let me send you a message.
Very well.
While you were looking about, though, you do clock the very famous and very shiny silver bullet.
Cam's face does not look impressed, but
Rude.
tips the hat regardless.
It was me.
Smoke bomb.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Smoke pelt.
Oh my god, smoke pelt. Oh god.
There you go. This has become a full house. And during this time, Lana has restated that you either die in the snow or you give me $1. That is restated every few people that enter this space.
Naturally, and Cam will set down $1 for her room. She is not entertaining any delusions of heading out in this snow at this hour.
And is there a drink I could get you, or?
I don't suppose you may happen to have any scotch on hand this evening.
I have Many bottles, all of them vaguely the same color. Let me get you some.
Very well. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very kindly. How much will that run me this evening?
Dime, please.
Yes, ma'am. And Cam will set down a dime on the counter and an extra dime for the trouble.
So, what brings you out this way?
Myself? Oh, just a little errand. You know cousins. Always sending me out one way or another.
Oh, so you're a family person.
Oh! Nah, sorry. I realize now my error. Nah, I mean sheriff cousins.
Oh, well, if you go back by, you can send him my love and affection.
Most definitely, I shall do so. By any chance, and Cam will lean in close to Dell and slide over an extra 2 dimes. By any chance, have you made any acquaintance of folk making their way here from, in particular, Blind Spot in the last, day or 2, maybe 3?
Well, I hate to be not so helpful, but she already has slipped that money in her general direction.
Right.
But I can tell you something crazy.
I'm always in the mood for crazy.
Literally everybody here has arrived in the last few hours, coming from many a direction. So I believe you have many a suspect to interrogate. But, and she like points over at the sign. Mind you, I appreciate the business people do. But just keep stock.
Most certainly, I do not intend to cause any manner of ruckus, particularly not in the middle of a whiteout such as this. I will mind my manners so long as I am here, I promise you that.
Perfect. Can't clean blood out of wood. And
It just seeps right in the grain, you know.
straightens back up. Alrighty. Just like a big smile. What brings you this way? She kind of yells across the bar over to our friend Jacques, who is currently speaking to Belle, but Lana turns her attentions to him. So what brings you out here?
He's gonna look around as he steps up to the bar. He's gonna take his pelt back because
That's my pelt.
my pelt. Also, I spent $1 on a room. Who knows how much I have left? Gonna walk up to the bar. I heard great things about your French onion soup.
She narrows her eyes. I told him we should have made the French onion soup today, and she looks pissed about it. She looks pissed about it. Well, we have Benji. Benji is a great chef, and if we're stuck here for a few days, maybe you will get to taste truly, I think, one of the best soups I ever had. Some people are stew people, but I'm like, put the cheese and the bread on a soup. What more do you need?
Oh, I must confess. I am here hunting the whippersnapper.
Tried to roll a dice and I just kind of threw it across the room. Well, she looks at you. I think you might have to give me a little more information. Maybe I could point you in the right direction. Maybe Charlie can.
The head will whip up and look over.
It is not a normal beast. It is a thing that has haunted my nightmares. And it also has this weird sound like, oh!
You hear like a shocked gasp from Belle across the room. Very startled by the sound. And she's
Cam
like,
raises an eyebrow, just sips her whiskey.
well, is it like a cougar or something? What is it? Talking about claws here?
Claws, feathers, a tail, like 18 arms or something. It was atrocious.
Oh, that's sugar. That's a lot of arms.
Don't get me started on the feet.
How many feet did this fucking thing have? Like,
4 times the man.
Like, I'm getting like German stuck into my French accent.
who am I? Half French, half German.
Quick, just say omelette du fromage again and again and
Omelette
again.
du fromage.
There you go.
As you're all talking and he's giving this description, you watch as Fink sits up a bit. Actually, I've also heard about some strange things about not so many arms and legs, but I have heard a very interesting rumor.
I did eat a bad mushroom. The hands may have just been
Like a, like those after images.
Yeah. It was just like
I
a
may have seen
toddler walking around town and it just waved at you and it's like, holy shit.
Je whippersnapper.
The whippersnapper.
If that's the actual whippersnapper, I'ma die.
I'm just a guy hunting a kid.
I'll
Don't
find
mind
him.
me. Just hunt Kelly. Okay.
Fink, very kind of excited, like sits up. There was a newly constructed railroad, beautiful, pristine, finally up, and it just sank into the earth. Whole stretch of it. Nobody knows why. They're like, this is limestone, a sinkhole, and
How do you say quicksand?
could have been. It could have been sabotage. I don't know. I personally think it was sabotage. There was no explosion. So they have to build a tunnel. What could build such a tunnel? And Bella's just like, that is so scary. And she is, she like looks over at Fink and she's like, could you please sit with me? He's like, dude goes bright red in the face. And like makes his way over and sits next to Belle, who's just like, who like wraps her arms around his arm. Like she's very scared of this story about whippersnappers and railroad just sinking into the ground. And she's like, I am so scared. And there is a crash of lightning. The room illuminates and reflects brightly off the snow, and then is followed by a loud rumble of thunder that shakes some of the glassware. And Belle actually screams at this point, fully startled by this. Lana kind of just like eyes wide looks over. Yeah, you'd all be dead out there. And she kind of smiles.
So Harvey, after the conversation about the stew, is going to turn to the lonely man at the bar and say, "Hey fella, how's that stew treating you?"
Fine.
Would you suggest that anybody else eat it?
Yeah.
Lana, I would like to try one of these stews.
My lucky day. I have a shit ton of stew. And she just makes her way over to the
Undo.
corner.
Undo.
And she like squints her eyes. We got bread. She doesn't seem to kind of just hold up the two fingers a little more aggressive. And she's like, yeah, okay. And goes and hands out 2 more bowls of stew. Benji's going to be so excited. He was worried nobody was going to get it. Going to have leftovers.
How lucky for Benji. Honestly, I could go for a bowl of stew myself when you've a moment, please, Miss Dell.
Well, I have a few more bowls left in this place. There's like 2 really nice looking bowls that have like not been used yet. They're very cute, but just like everybody's gotten a little bit of a shitty bowl, but is full of warm stew. And when people taste it, there's a rich meaty taste to it, and it's hot. And really don't need much more in this setting. Mr. O'Hara, you can tell that this man is a bit uncomfortable with you conversating with him, and that's apparent. There's no role needed.
Harvey was hoping that just sprinkling in just a little bit of conversation over the early evening would open this man up to some more conversation later.
You're just like, I've sowed the seeds. I shall wait. And
I shall partake in my stew for the meanwhile.
For now, I will silently eat my stew. Lana makes her way kind of just a glide over to Charlie and sort of leans over. Sure you're comfortable down here, honey?
Never.
Mm.
Someone's got to make sure Belle doesn't take money from all of the people here.
I mean,
They have to pay for the room somehow.
they gotta sleep somewhere. It's apparent by the way you speak that this has happened before, that Belle and her wiles have made it so that sadly you're in the barn.
Belle, how many times do we have to tell you we cannot put up all of the people in your room?
It's facts.
And then she says why she needs a bigger room. And it is just an ongoing debate. It just keeps going.
I'm so happy.
I could, if you prefer, I could. So much easier to send you out to go do stuff, but you'll die. I mean, you could go back and you can help Benji.
Yeah. He probably needs. I'll go help him. Put the half drink cup down and head back to the kitchen to help him out.
You go over and you lift the cellar door back open, and you hear Benji. It was getting lonely.
I'm coming. We'll be fine.
How much money is Belle stolen out of these assholes? As the thing closes.
They aren't poor. They got a couple dollars at least.
That's good. Benji is Benji Waits is a tall young black man, solid build, but wearing a nice little apron. He is the chef around here, and you know for a fact that he is also a very good crocheter, as he is the one who made the sign. He has been with by Lana's side for a very long time, and honestly, good play, good play, boys. Good pay, place to sleep, and no violence allowed. It's a beautiful, safe place to be. And you know Benji has no intention of ever leaving. Like this, he's set. He's very content. What do we got upstairs?
It's a bunch of new ones. Oh, goddamn bounty hunters up there. It's gonna rip off his hat and let the hair down. Thought I lost them.
He gasps like he's never seen this before. Like,
Benji, I do this every day.
Just kind of like a smile and like looks over. Are they looking for you?
One of them is. I don't know who the other one's looking for.
Hmm.
But it's a really old picture, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah, like, look at you. Your face is all different. And, like, kind of, like, smushes your cheeks a little.
There's some dirt.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of tries to, like, push your eyebrows up.
Not like that. Stop.
Listen, Lana's not going to let anything happen. You're fine.
It's not like they can take me anywhere.
Yeah. They could try. No,
They're eating your soup, though.
what are they saying?
At least one guy is really into it.
I'll take it. And smiles, and he's like, should have listened to Lana. They really like the onion soup. I'm just trying things.
Maybe if we're all up real late, we could start that one up.
Kind of gives a nod.
French onion for breakfast.
Mm. Do you want me to go scope them out?
I could watch the stew while you're up there. Yeah.
All right.
You got anything you want me to start while you're up?
Motions over to a large pile of onions.
Yeah. Great. Of course.
And after a moment, the door opens up again, and Benji enters the space. Big smile on his face, kind of still just like a warm, welcoming energy. It kind of comes in, goes over and like gives like one of those kisses where it's just your cheeks touch and you just make the kiss noise. Over to Lana as he comes back behind the bar and just pours himself a drink. Evening, glances over the group and like takes a sip.
Evening, sir.
Are you the one they're calling Benji?
Indeed, I am.
This your stew, sir, because it is lovely.
Continue. Kind of motions to the group, pointing at people who have bowls.
You know, after a trudge in the cold, this is just the thing.
Damn right. See, the thing about onion soup is that, yes, it tastes good and has like, that foreign flavor, but there's something just hearty about a stew. Am I right?
Sticks to your ribs.
You got that right.
Insulates you. Puts hair on your chest.
Could use some salt.
Josiah is gonna make his way over to Fink and Bell and I'm sorry, Krista. What's your character's name again?
Oh, Jacques is at the bar again.
Jacques. Oh, Jacques at the bar now. Okay. It's gonna position himself over by Fink and Bell while this is going on.
Yeah. She has really sidled up to Fink, who kind of a smaller, slender, more older man, not like incredibly old, but just the energy about him seems very small next to Belle's energy, who is like still doing this over the top, like, ooh, it's so scary kind of thing, and just like holding on to him. He's not trying to get away, but you can see that he's not used to this. But she glances over. Hello there.
Hello, darling. Actually, as beautiful as you are, and we can talk later, conversate, if you will. I actually wanted to speak to another man of science. Do you know anything of this whippersnapper that they're talking about?
Oh, you see him like kind of like furrow his brow. If there is something of the sort like that, it would have to be mutated. Something had to have happened. Many things happen in these hills, and kind of like
Because see, I've heard some rumors about it. It's just word of mouth, legend, if you will, from some of the denizens of these here parts. And I don't really want to talk to the big one, the French one, and I'm not sure I got the words, the tongue to do it because he speaks a different language. But what I've heard is that the whippersnapper, it's drawn to a certain type of substance that I have here in my bag. I'd love to sell it to that man, but he's so much taller than me. I'm a bit intimidated, but you seem to have a rapport with him. So if I could sell you some of this substance for, let's say, $1, I'm sure you could probably sell it to him for $2 if his quarry is the whippersnapper. And I think that would probably put a little money in your pocket, put a little money in mine, and let this gentleman find his prey. But again, I don't want to talk to him. He's so big and intimidating. He's got the big old beard and the pelts. I'd rather let an educated man like you take that role. You seem to already get along with him.
He kind of like watches you and he's like seeming to follow. I'd love you to make a roll for me, please.
What do you want? What kind of role do you want?
What do you think I want?
Yeah, persuasion, deception. I'll roll either. Deception.
Whichever one you think is appropriate.
All right. A 21. That's a deception roll. So if he's got a,
it's always insight, baby. Fink seems to lean in a bit. Well, and like you seem to have got him as he like opens his mouth, and you watch as Belle drapes fully across him, like mouth to ear, and says, "I think you should hold on to your money. You may need it later." She's gonna roll against your deception.
Ahoo.
seems like she should have rolled against it before she said that.
And here's Fink, the most uncomfortable he's ever been in his life, and he was in a snowstorm. I'll think on it. Just he kind of like looks at you. I'll think on it.
That's fun. To think of it as a business deal between two men of science. By the way, what are you transporting in that there briefcase of yours?
Oh, well. And he starts to begins
Actual
to talk about.
bait.
I already have some, and he pops it open. Cam, what's up?
Wanted to know how close I might be to this conversation and whether or not I might be able to pick up any of it.
You can go ahead and roll me perception. The thing is, this place not incredibly big.
Yeah, pretty small place, not super crowded,
Imagine
not very
the wind
loud.
howling.
I mean, there's
makes it
wind
a bit
outside.
loud.
Yeah. So there is a possibility it's hard to hear, but there's also a possibility it's very easy to hear.
So I'm guessing that's straight perception.
Yep.
17.
You're able to pick up on a good bit of it, not every word.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to pick up on a bit.
Okay.
As you casually like put soup in your mouth and you don't chew because you're trying to hear. So you're just like just trying to look like you're still eating soup.
And enjoying it. It is good tasting soup. I am savoring it.
And as he begins to talk about, well, I have these papers in here that pertain to my, and there's like a, with that perception check, Cam. You also hear like a kind of sound, like a gentle crackling. You kind of perk up a bit. And it is the sound of shattering glass as the window by the door shatters, glass spilling into the place and wind beginning to blow in, wind and snow, accompanied with Belle now screaming, has fully brought Fink into her chest and is just screaming and holding his head there. Lana looks to it and says, "Somebody fucking get that." And
Cam will jump up and be ready to assist.
as you jump up, Cam, everybody begins to move into action if they see fit, and that is where we are going to take our break. Thank you all so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we're going to get back to fixing this break in particular.
Yes.
Hooray.
See you guys in 10. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for our Western one-shot Whiteout. Currently, all of our players are inside of Lana Dell's Bay Bar. Nowhere near the bay, and if there is a bay, it is under so much snow, it truly doesn't matter anymore. During this time, some soup has been had, some conversations, and the storm, seeming to just continue to assault the place, has broken through a window, shattered glass on the floor, wind and snow beginning to whip into the place. Cam, you stand. What would you guys like to do? And Lana's just like, somebody block it. Like, it's just like, just like yelling over the wind. Yes, Cam.
As if this is something Cam has done many times, maybe she has, runs over to the window, goes and like, is there shutters at all that have been blown in?
There is nothing to help support this anymore.
Nothing to help support.
Just a hole in the wall, basically, at this point.
Hole in the wall now. Okay, so what have we got in the way of like big, large, like any kind of, I don't know, a game table?
There's tables.
Yeah, I'll go help with
Yeah.
a table and start pulling
Table
that
in the
over to the
window.
hole in the wall.
Yeah,
at the very least.
Josiah will help move whatever big heavy object needs to be moved.
I am very strong, very big.
I'm not strong, or I'm kind of tall, but not very strong. But I'll help.
But I would love strength from these two very strong characters, please. From Josiah and O'Hara.
That's a 10.
That is it's a 12 on the dice, but that's an 11 because
There you go.
Again, not very
yeah.
strong.
You know what? It's a good thing. It's a table. Tables, normally pretty liftable. It's sturdy. It's fucking heavy ass wood, and you both struggle over. And
Like if
flip
one
it up.
person could like hold it up that way, we can shift another table under it, prop it up with something
All the
else.
t-
You know.
who's
Miss
grabbing
Dell,
this?
you got some nails and a hammer?
Currently, she's yelling, and you can hear her yelling, "Could you shut the fuck up?" over at Belle, who is just screaming. Who's just,
And just
full on screaming.
smothering.
Oh, yeah, no, Fink might be dead. We don't know.
The best way to die.
There is
death
no
by
movement.
snoo-snoo.
He is just lax. There's nothing left of the man.
Then I'll shout that at Benji instead.
Benji, like jumps into action, slides across the bar because he's cool as hell.
Hell yeah. Get in there, Benji.
And picks up the other table, which is much smaller, so he's able to just pick it up on the side and come over, and he like wedges it into place. That was fucked up.
Is anyone
Extremely.
wounded? Is everyone all right?
Anybody cut on glass or anything?
It just Belle, she's making sounds like she's crying, but like it's just the sounds. Nobody seems to be injured. It seems that luckily nobody was too close to the window at the time, but now there is a slight draft.
Darling, let me take a look at you. You all right there?
Who's he referring to?
Belle.
Belle. Okay.
Finally releases Fink's head to like fan at her eyes. And there's like a delay where Fink is just there, and there's a moment, is the man dead? Is he alive? Until he like straightens up, and he looks like he's been ravaged by just 10 women. Like the dude looks completely like fucked. He's just like,
I mean,
All right,
that's the power of Belle's bazongas.
Professor
Gotta
Fink,
respect
you look fine. I'm glad to see you look all right, Miss Bell. Miss Bell, are you all right? Are you having some tinnitus? Is there some problem with your hearing? Is there, from the loud ringing of the explosion? I might be able to help you with a homeopathic remedy or something of that nature.
You see her like looking at you, like big eyes, wobbly lower lip, and then her eyes shift, and you know it's in the direction of Lana at the bar. And there is a moment where you see she holds eye contact. I am okay, thank you. And
All right,
fully
darling.
drops it.
All right, darling. If anything happens and you feel like you need medical assistance, I will be here all night, obviously. So just seek me out, and I will lend my assistance to you.
Of course. So you are a doctor? And she begins to speak to you. Yes, Cam.
The noise, was it a whining that I heard before the window came in?
Yeah, to be perfectly clear, it was the sound of little cracks forming and then the window giving way.
I see. So it didn't seem to be like a projectile thrown through or any kind of explosive set off. It was purely the storm forcing its way through the window.
Yeah, either the aggressive change in temperature or just the change in pressure or just the amount of wind. You don't know, but you even take like a gander at the floor. You can go ahead and roll investigation if you'd like to take just a peek.
Sure, why not? Investigating ain't really Cam's forte, but I will take a 14.
Yeah, you don't see any projectile. There could be one, and it could have maybe it rolled under something if there is one. But
or
you don't
like if maybe it went full across the room and into the wall. Who knows?
Yeah,
But,
Charlie, you also hear all of this happen from downstairs. Do you go up to check, or is it like nope?
After getting the hair and everything put back under the hat, to be able to go up there. Yes.
Yeah.
So after the table's probably in the window.
Yeah, you get there after the problem is solved.
So probably while Cam here is looking around, the cellar door pops open. They'll yell, "Lana, did they break your window?"
Just see guns out. Did they break your fucking window?
You mean the wind or the temperature or something else of that nature, perhaps?
Everything's fine, Charlie. This problem was nature, not man.
Okay.
Which, not normally the situation, but today it is.
We'll still go over and start making sure it's actually, done well enough that the coal's not seeping in.
Yeah. And Cam will be assisting in that endeavor because, she's just making sure nobody's going to get cut up on all this fucking glass all over the floor. It's a hazard.
This is a fucking hazard, guys.
It's a fucking hazard.
You see the people who are here have kind of come more at attention. The man who was with it at his soup, he did not get up, but is now sitting up and like that was exciting. Just a little bit of endorphins. All right. And
endorphins make the stew taste better.
Goes back to his stew and sees that it's empty, and there is a moment of crisis. And he just awkwardly fidgets with this cloth napkin that he has and focuses on that.
Harvey will come back to the bar and see that Mr. Man's bowl is empty and say, "Hey, Benji, could we get this nice man another bowl of soup? It's mighty cold out there tonight."
Sure is. And Benji's like, you see him look around where the fuck are the bowls? Because he's and kind of takes a minute and he reaches for one of the nice ones and you hear, And he's like, I gotta get more from, and goes and he picks up his bowl and walks over and he starts across the room starting to fill it up again. But this guy looks over at you. What the fuck do you want?
I'll go sit next to him. And
Lana takes a step in the opposite direction. She's at the bar and she's and walks away. It's not her business.
Does he look like he recognizes Harvey or the silver bullet?
Go ahead and roll insight.
I got a +2 to that. So that's an 8.
Everybody knows the silver bullet, my guy.
Everybody knows who I am.
Not a question.
I'll sit down next to him and say, "Are you Mick?"
You can just tell by the change in posture that this man is either Mick or knows Mick.
Now, I am in no way really interested in you. And I'm happy to buy you another bowl of soup and maybe another drink tonight if you can help me. What do you say?
Roll persuasion.
That is a 17. Nope, that's a 3, so 15.
I'll hear you out.
Now, I heard through the grapevine that you used to run around with a woman by the name of Viola. Is that right?
I know of Viola.
Well, word is that you've been the last person to see Viola in a while, and I was just hoping that you might point me in her direction. Can I get a read on what his demeanor is when I say Viola?
Roll insight again.
That's a 21.
It is an interesting mix of things. There is a bit of worry, bit of an intimidated energy, but not from you per se. More worried about the line of questioning. And also there's like a slight, just little lift on the side of the mouth, like something's funny.
I don't like that.
Personally, not a fan.
If it would make you more comfortable, we could take this conversation to somewhere more private if you want.
Personally, I'm a fan of sitting under the sign and like glances over at the we'll bury you in the back sign.
I'm also a fan of Miss Dell's I don't know what the word I'm looking for is because of the southern accent. Hospitality, Miss Dell's hospitality.
I've
I'm a
lost
fan of
80% of my words. There's only
my
20
vocabulary when I talk like this. Gone.
It's out of here, boys.
Eliminated.
Really playing the part of a southerner.
Yeah. Can confirm. Brain empty.
All us Southerners, sweet tea, it's actually dumb bitch juice.
It is. Actually,
Sweet tea,
hot take.
NASCAR, pig toes.
Everybody is welcome to at me. Sweet tea is garbage, and I'll fight you in the chat. Anywho, hot take. That's all I got. The hottest take of the day.
Hot takes, cold wins. Here we go.
Shit, why not? Viola and I parted ways. Unlucky for you, months ago. We had different ideas of what the future holds.
She and I held similar ideas one day of what the future holds, and then her idea of the future seems to have shifted. She screw you over too?
Kind of like narrows his eyes at you, but they're just, dude's got just huge eyes. He's just like, and he starts laughing. No, I didn't get screwed over. I left of my own accord. I ain't dumb. Was not involved, and like glances you over. We were not romantic. not that stupid.
Ooh. Lucky he's under the
Ouch.
sign.
Rude.
Lucky
But-
he is under the sign.
And when I mean different ideas of the future, I do not mean wedding bells, little house on the prairie, living your life. What I'm talking about is that bitch is fucking crazy. Into some weird shit. Like, I don't know,
You're sure
Like-
it's not sexy?
like Bigfoot. Like weird monster in the woods, like crazy person shit.
Le whippersnapper.
It just pops up. Honestly,
Mon Dieu!
if you told her about that shit, she'd be here in a heartbeat. Looking for crazy shit in the woods.
Well, if you can tell me then, where did you split ways and which way was she headed?
Last place I saw her, we parted ways at Rose Tint.
Ah, Rose Tint. That's familiar to me because
All
I
of you
know the
definitely,
map.
all of you are aware of this map that is real and has this name on it. You all know Rose Tint.
Yeah, you know Rose Tint. We all know Rose Tint.
Everyone knows Rose
Hey,
Tint.
finally, a third town.
I know a solid 3 towns. But he kind of like looks you in the eye. If you really want to find her, you start heading towards Bigfoot, and I'm sure you'll find her real easy. And just kind of gives like a snort, and then goes back to his newly replenished stew.
If that's the case, then I'll hop back to the bar to whet my whistle again because that man was a little condescending. And I need just a little bit more liquid courage before I go speak to Jacques. So I'll come over with a fresh drink and say, so what can you tell me about this whippersnapper? Other than 18 arms and tail, feather.
Sacre bleu. Le whippersnapper has eyes of red and teeth of yellow and fur of like, it was like a purple, but red, I don't know, maroon.
I can tell you, I have never seen such a creature.
I have seen it every night in my nightmares.
This trapper is one haunted motherfucker.
Do you know how many arms I see a night? Too many.
Every night it gets a new arm.
This is an eldritch horror, and I'm
For
scared.
every
of it.
nightmare you have of it, it gains another arm.
And it definitely came from somebody. Where did these arms come from?
In one dream, I was missing an arm and I saw it rising on the back.
Wow. This thing sure is pretty horrifying. And where did you see it?
I was a little boy learning the trade from my father, and
You've seen this thing every day since you were a little boy in your dreams? I'll give you one look up and down and say, that explains a few things. So have you been tracking this thing or just hoping to run into it again?
at first I ran from the whippersnapper. A fearsome creature no boy can take. But a man, a real man.
As like Jock stands up being like 6
I would most likely die, but not alone.
Well, perhaps if you're looking for some company, we can we can drum up the word about this whippersnapper and see if anything bites.
He like kind of has a sour face. He's like,
I will not. The kill is mine.
But the more people who know about it, the more people are going to want that thing's head mounted on a placard and put on their wall. And you will be a very rich man should you bag it and tag it, if you know what I mean.
The price, it do run through my brain. A man could retire 3 families on that kind of money, but I need a family first.
I need at least 1 out of 3. I gotta get
I
on.
gotta have 1 before I can plan for 3.
I'll raise my glass and just say, to finding a family then.
To killing the whippersnapper.
yeah.
Ka-cling.
Yes. A clink.
1 good clink. As you
And then
drink
the glass
from
explodes.
Oh God!
The glass is haunted.
Oh no!
Lana, after she kind of meandered over and like checked the window herself and like looked at the glass and is just like, shit. And she kind of like walks over and like picks up a broom and she goes over to Charlie. Charlie, honey, could you go check on Mr. Courtney upstairs in his room?
Yeah, he's been up there a while.
Yeah, just to make sure he's okay. Make sure glass isn't exploding everywhere, but I'm sure he slept through it. You know how he is. And the thing is, and you know Courtney Jacobs. He's an old veteran. He has been upstairs this whole time. You know that occasionally he comes down for food. Sometimes he'll read in the little chair, but most of the time, likes to stay up in his room by himself. He's been here kind of throwing money at Lana for going on close to 2 weeks now that he has been staying at the inn. So currently, very long staying patron. But you are welcome to go upstairs and check on him if you'd like to.
You think I should bring him up a bowl of soup? I don't know if it'll last.
That would be nice. And she hands you one of the nice bowls. This dude spent a lot of money here recently. He gets a nice bowl.
It'll be filled really nicely too.
You fill it up real nice, and you begin to make your way up the stairs. You know that there are 8 rooms in this place, and you start to make your way up. Yes, Cam.
Cam would just like to check with Lana Dell. Pardon me, Miss Dale. As Cam has like taken off her duster to help with, picking up the glass and whatnot off the floor. She inquires, Ms. Dale, I understand there's 1 additional gentleman upstairs. Are there any other folk presently renting your rooms aside from ourselves down here?
She kind of takes a moment and looks you over. No, Mr. Courtney's the only one who is not accounted for currently.
Not that Cam would ever besmirch the honor of the owner of this establishment, but may Cam clock that with a check of some sort, just to verify.
Sure. Roll insight.
Well, not rolling too hot on that. That's okay. That's merely a 12.
You don't think there's like a mysterious unknown person in the place. That doesn't seem to be what she is hiding for. It seems she has some secret.
She's an innkeeper in the middle of nowhere, and frankly, how many of those folk don't have some secret or another?
Yeah, so she seems, you can tell that she is minimal with info, but you're not entirely sure why.
That's fair. That's fine. Appreciate it, Ms. Dell. Only wanted to ensure there weren't possibly anybody else might have been injured with windows coming in and whatnot. That happened a lot during these storms in the wintertime around these parts.
That's actually the first time that's ever happened. Bit shocking.
First time. Yeah. Gotta say, it's fairly new for me as well. Certainly haven't seen one come shattering in quite like that, so dramatic fashion.
I mean, it could be just, a lot of bodies in here, body heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't
and then
know.
it's so cold outside. Who knows?
Fink is currently talking to Belle and trying to give a very dry, matter-of-fact reasons why the window do break.
Yeah, that's all filtering over. It's like, okay, yeah.
Why do window break? And goes about that while Alana talks to you. And there's the creak of wood as you make your way up the stairs, Charlie, and you make your way over to Mr. Courtney's room. What are you doing to get there?
I'll knock on it first, just a couple times.
Give a little knock.
Mr. Courtney, I'm here with your food. Can't stay up here forever.
You give a knock, no response. You call out, no response.
I'm just gonna open it.
You open the door and are met with a rush of cold air. You see that the window, not broken, but open. The window in this room is currently open, and the room is quiet, empty, and cold. There's snow on the ground from where the window is opened, and you can see that, go ahead and give me perception or investigation. I'll take either of those.
Okay. I'm better at perception, apparently.
This is my
Valid.
skill.
Yeah.
That's how you do.
That's an 11.
Okay. You take a look around and there's no Courtney to be seen. And his bag is still here. And so are his boots.
I'll set the soup down and look out the window real quick before shutting it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another perception check as you look out the window.
That one's better. That's a 20.
Ooh.
Hey!
I mean,
Dirty 20.
there is a
Still
storm. It is night. It makes it a bit difficult as you kind of squint your eyes, but some of the light from the moon catching on the snow, the light coming from the inn itself. You squint and look out, and you think you can see the impact below the window as if something had left through the window. There is a disturbed area of snow and indention, and you can see just the vague beginnings of steps, but the snow has already begun to eat away at those. And you kind of follow your eyes off to a tree line, and you just see a slight glint reflecting tiny pinpricks of eyes in the distance. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, good. See if I know how to do that.
Do you know where to look on your sheet?
I think so. I'm assuming I roll a d20.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do.
There should be the little save and throws box.
Yeah.
Towards the upper left of the first page.
Yeah. Do I need to meet that number or something?
No, you
Do I
add that
number. Yeah, it's still really bad.
What do we got?
It's a solid 6.
Perfect.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
There
My
is
brain.
a sinking sensation in your stomach, staring at those pinpricks of eyes, and your mind the mind, an irrational thing, thinks of the terrible, horrible nightmare-inducing things that could be out there. You've been hearing scary stories all night, scary or not, in your opinion, and you're like, there's wolves out, but that sinks your stomach for a whole separate reason.
Because isn't that in a tree?
Oh, it's not. It's
in the trees.
It's
Among
what
the
a
trees,
nightmare.
not up in.
It's
Oh,
at the
God.
tree line.
Okay.
But you can only assume that Mr. Courtney is out there somewhere, and you think you saw a wolf looking back at you in the distance.
It's terrifying. Oh no! Come back down with my bowl of soup. Well, shaking a bit.
Lana's like, did he not want his soup? That's weird.
I think he jumped out the window.
Wait, what?
What he
In this
what?
weather?
It was open. There's an indent on the ground under their eyes. He might be
Eyes?
being eaten by wolves.
Which of us might hear this?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm being
assume that
really
you're-
loud.
Yeah,
I'm figuring Cam's next to Lana, but
yeah. Everybody is. Yeah, Charlie is not being quiet,
Nope.
quiet and subtle. Quiet.
let's.
Quiet or subtle about it. And Lana's like, okay, take a deep breath, and she like looks like towards the door, and she's like, I mean, occasionally, he had moments where he seemed a little, lost, but jumping out the window seems like a lot.
Especially
He wasn't there.
a whiteout. You saw tracks?
It was starting to be covered by the snow, but yeah,
Heading where?
I think towards the trees where
How
those
old's
eyes
this
were.
fella?
He's probably upper side of 70s.
Christ.
Listen, if he's out there, I don't.
It's
and
fine. I'll go looking for him, Miss Lana. It's fine.
I'm sorry, Charlie. Did
Everybody
you say
else
there were
stay in
wolves
here?
out there?
I think
Anybody
so.
got
There were
firearms?
eyes. Like, what if it's the thing that got the deer?
What?
And she like grabs your shoulders. Listen, enough about the deer. It ain't nothing.
Hold on. Ms. Dale, if I may, please. Anything might help right now. Please. Charlie, what about the deer?
I went out hunting and I took down a deer. There was a really long trail of blood. It took me forever to find it. And then when I got there, half of it was missing.
Half of it.
It was just gone. Like ripped
Oh,
apart.
Lord,
Could
who
you-
is that?
What was
How
that?
close a look?
No wolf can do that.
Maybe.
I was gonna say.
I don't know what it was.
So this is slightly meta knowledge, but can I see if Charlie is at all reminiscent of a photo that I've been staring at for like 6 months?
I'm just curious. I'm just asking for a friend.
It's a real old picture.
Old photo.
I mean, it is, a sketch.
Yeah,
But-
sketch.
One of them sketches.
It's at least 6
man.
months old.
Police sketches.
And roll. I would take insight. I would take investigation. And honestly, because you have had this for 6 months, I'd give you advantage.
Okay. 19.
There's some similarities that you're picking up on. And kind of the energy from kind of Lana and Charlie in particular kind of start putting some things together.
Well, I'm gonna forget that for now because there's something pressing going on. And you said you saw the trail leading away from the window. If I can cover you from the second floor, if that's all right, Miss Dell.
Sure. How many of you are going outside? I mean, I already have your money.
I'm not going outside,
yourself.
miss.
Of course you're not.
I will go outside. I do not expect anyone else to go with me, but seeing as there is a fella out there in the elements, unprotected, and there's something presumably wolf-like, on the loose. He got to be brought back in here, where it's safe.
Cam, I'll gladly help you. But if you can bring back the aggrieved individual, I might be able to help more medically. My skills are fair to middling in the exploration theater, but if I could stay indoors, I might be able to lend more help that way.
Makes sense.
But I'd love to
Your
help
expertise.
you. I'd love to help you anyhow. So however you feel fit, glad to lend my services anyway.
Well, frankly, sir, unless you feel there is steel enough in your veins and ammo enough in your gun, I recommend you stay here.
I understand, and I appreciate your knowledge and discretion.
And I appreciate yours, sir. Stay here, stay safe. Anybody else coming out, come on. Otherwise, I'm going.
I'll come
Cam
out.
checks
Someone should
revolver,
check the barn.
checks knife.
So I'll go out.
I will provide cover fire from the window with my rifle. Is there anything, a light source you can bring with you? A lantern? I don't know if torches are old westy enough to exist.
There
I feel
are
like lanterns would be better in a blowing blizzard.
I have a lantern.
already lighting it like goofy.
Mhm.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
Hands up if you're going outside.
I guess you guys should use the trapper tracking thing.
I'm a trapper too.
Oh,
Maybe
I didn't
the
know.
trappers should go outside. Listen,
Oh, there's one.
Hey.
Okay.
everybody could have been a trapper.
Yeah.
So
Trapper number 1, trapper number 2, trapper number 3, 4, 5,
Mine's
6.
just more out of necessity. So
Is it now?
but the three of you make your way out, going into the nearly pitch black and pitch white storm at night to find a man, hopefully before the wolves do,
Or his whippers are snapped.
or before he is snapped.
By the whippersnapper.
The three of you make your way out on the second floor. You set up shop, taking out your gun and setting up in the window.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
And
rummage through this guy's things.
just casually like,
It's fine.
um,
Once,
Maybe he
once
left
a
a
thieving
note.
hobo, always a thieving hobo.
Yeah, you know what? I am an honest man. That's a lie. I'm going to rummage through these things.
go ahead and roll
That
investigation.
makes sense.
I'll help him.
You're not there.
Oh,
13.
I would like to be there though.
You start to open this guy's thing, and then there's
Oh,
And
don't
then there's a doctor.
Oh,
there's another man, and you're like,
don't worry about me. I understand trying to get to the source of a mystery. Proceed and do what investigations you need to do. It's not my job. I'm not a bounty hunter. Go ahead, sir.
so roll one more time because you have advantage.
Oh, nice. It's still a 13.
All right. There are some clothes in here that seem fresh, unused, as one would when traveling. You recall he's been here for close to 2 weeks. It's more of taking into account the stock of the items here. And looking over at his boots and the socks that lay next to it, and just like the bits of clothing that he pulled off, you see that like he may not even be out there with his jacket on. You don't see, like, it's like, some of this stuff is rank. Like he just kept putting it back on again when there were clean clothes in his bag. That's what you pick up on.
Well, Doctor, what do you say about that? Is he meticulous about laundry except for his Tuesday britches?
I would say that hygiene is the cornerstone of health, and any individual that would live in such squalor is prone to all manner of depraved, just disgusting corruption.
Vices.
I understand that, but what's Gene got to do with it?
You stare at him for a moment. Meanwhile, three of you make your way out into the snow.
While I'm having this nice conversation with Silver Bullet, Josh, can you roll me a wisdom check, please?
My brain did like there's the
I
math
don't know which
symbols
dice
flying
that
by.
was. That's an 11.
You're charmed by me as long as you're in 60 feet of me.
Wow, this man's charming.
For how long?
For as long as he's in 60 feet of me, and for 1 minute afterwards. And you know what? I'm going to say if he leaves 60 feet of me, then he's also charmed by me for an hour after that. So,
Wowie.
This guy, the way he talks about hygiene.
Just sweeps
Something
you
so
away.
sexy about a clean old frontiersman.
I love me a clean doctor.
You can really trust somebody that is clean.
Clean, sit it, doctor.
Currently, this guy's pretty cool compared to everybody else here. All right.
Glad to help you in whatever way I can. The silver bullet. Your legend precedes you, sir.
Wow, I always hoped one day that'd be the case, and I mean, look, here we are. And look outside. There's a trio headed by lamplight.
They're all dead. Look back. Everyone's dead. You kind of focus back up and get into position. Three of you make your way out into the snow, and it's rough. It is instantly biting at the skin. You make your way over, I could assume, to where Charlie saw the landing spot, and you are all presented with the space below Courtney's window. What would you like to do?
Well, snow's falling fast. I'm not the best of trackers, but I gather you, sir, and Cam nods at Jacques, and you, sir, nods at Charlie, would happen to have some expertise in that matter.
We.
Probably move fast though.
I think so.
So either you both can roll survival, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Let's both roll.
Do it.
What die is shock, though? Let's go with this one. Okay. I should have chose a different die.
Oh, no!
So 7.
Mm.
That guy is retired.
This is survival?
Yeah.
Survival.
Nice, so that is a 12.
All right. I mean, it's a storm. The spots are filling quickly, but you're able to start, Jacques. You have an idea of at least the direction and are able to begin pushing forward. I can only assume light up, weapons out. Having to trudge through the snow, currently your speeds are halved as you slowly make your way out.
Cam's just keeping eyes peeled for any kind of glint of eyes reflecting back the lantern light.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Any kind of advantage since I know what I'm looking for?
Nope.
Or boo,
Oh, this is
fine.
just her. Okay.
15.
Honestly, should be with disadvantage, but I'm kind.
That's valid, and I appreciate it.
15.
Yes.
You make your way forward, keeping an eye out. All of you trudging in the direction of the tree line and just imagining this man with no shoes or socks on just hopped out the window and made his way this way. You have shoes on and your feet are freezing.
This stupid sumbitch is gonna wind up with no feet after all this.
Moving forward, having to keep a lot of focus on the ground, Jacques, along with Charlie, because you're following near nothing. Keep a lookout, trying to see, but your vision obscured by snow and just distance in general. You only can see within this bit of light provided by the lantern. And then there is a sharp pain in your arm, Jacques. Happens quickly as you watch a wolf move in.
My
Oh,
snapper.
shit!
With that
I've been snapped. This wolf comes out and bites into your arm.
Oh.
I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Dirty
Oof.
20.
Okay, you take 7 points of piercing damage as this thing bites into your arm and like shakes its head a bit, but you're able to rip your arm back. It tries to pull you to the ground, but you are able to keep your footing.
Woo!
I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Hey, boys! We
Everybody-
in for a hoedown!
No, you have nothing to do. You're chilling.
Okay. I
You're
mean,
here with you.
Yeah, you've
I
charmed on this
have
fighter,
a pistol
so
with a
thanks.
range of 120 feet. So
Then sure, if you plan on trying to lean out the window too and open fire,
yeah,
by all means.
maybe I will. I don't
Then
know.
roll initiative.
If you think maybe you'll participate.
All right. 20 and up.
Yeah,
22.
I got a natural 20 with a +4, so I got a 24 to initiative.
Good.
Wow. How dare
do-
your fen dice follow you into this world, sir?
Who else?
I was at 22.
22. Gotcha. 15 to 20.
I got a 15.
Okay. Went straight into the void. I'm back, boys. So what goes there? 10 to 15.
12.
And then what do we got, Charlie? Perfect.
Oh, my poor boy. I get
This is
it.
what I get for not
understand.
making cowboy dice. You know.
I
Should've made
understand.
Cowboy dice.
Now you know. Now you know.
Dr. Josiah, you are first in the initiative.
I'm
You're like looking out. You know what? Just give me perception in general as you stare
Okay.
out the window. Technically, it happens within their light, so you can keep it a straight roll.
God damn. Oh, that's a 21. All right.
Oh yeah, they're being attacked by wolves.
Okay.
You're ridiculous,
So
but that's good.
I'm gonna use my action to point out the window to the silver bullet and be like, wolves, they're being attacked by wolves, and I want to help him identify where they are so he can aim better.
Okay, you giving him the help action?
Yes, that's my
All right.
job,
Hell
to
yeah.
use
Hell
my
yeah.
action to give the help action.
Perfect. You give the help action. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Is it weird to use the?
I only have one thing to do, which is the opposite of Fen, where I have like 15 things on a turn.
I'm here. I'm chill.
Mm-hmm. Must be relaxing.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like I should be
Alright.
weaving something else into this turn, but no, that's
That's it.
Silver Bullet, you are up. You can see that there is currently one wolf aggressing on the team.
About how far away is that wolf?
What is your range?
80 short range, 240 long range.
It is within your long range.
Okay.
But you've been given the help action, so.
Yes.
Great roll.
And if I do not move in a turn, I gain advantage on my first attack anyway. But
So
it's still
flat.
normal, yeah. Wow, that just kept rolling. And it's a 12.
You watch snow kind of flare up. Like this is right next to you, Jacques. Snow flares up from a bullet skidding into the snow, narrowly missing this wolf.
God damn it.
Shit. All right.
Oh, it's all right. You'll get them next time.
Anything
Is
else?
it hail or is it bullets?
That's it for me.
Okay. The wolf.
Uh-oh.
Eyes up the group. You watch as like once you pulled away, it sort of has a little space between you all now as it moves around the like very edge of the light. And it continues with the same quarry it was going for in the first place. It continues and runs up, striking out at Jacques.
Oh boy. He just looks like a big hairy food animal.
Does a 12 hit?
Nope.
This time you're ready, foot out, solid, like just push its face back with your boot. The horrible pain in your arm as you're just like, not again, not me. And you can see all of you, the pinpricks of multiple eyes becoming visible. Just a wee bit out of your light range, but they're not upon you yet.
It's the whippersnapper.
This seems like whippersnapper business. Jacques, you are up. You can see the glint of multiple eyes in the distance and this one wolf that is already struck.
Do I have, say, somebody within 5 feet of it besides me?
I'm going to roll a luck check.
Because it did try to get next to me, and I'm next.
Yeah. And it's going to be your fellow tracker. Charlie happens to be right next to you, next to the thing.
Gotcha. And then I'm gonna take out my hand axe and just chop at its face.
Go for it.
Nice.
Oh no. That's a no.
Uh-oh.
You just kind of one arm a bit crippled. You are just kind of having to wildly swing at it to keep it back, but you are not making impact.
Run!
The French cry of run echoes.
Very French.
Running ain't gonna help us with a whole pack.
Well, I run.
Well,
It is going to
Cool.
take its reaction to chomp at you as you run.
Yeah. Okay.
Well.
And I don't think a 7 hits. The flailing of the axe, and you start moving at half speed, so you get about what, 15 feet?
Yeah.
All right, and just start trudging back towards safety. That is your turn. Josh, could you remind me of your long range?
240.
240, got you. Okay. And your short range was?
80.
Cool, thank you. Cam, you are up.
all right. Seeing the big burly trapper go running back to the inn, leaving the smaller, both of us out here with the wolf, Cam kind of makes to step between Charlie and the bulk of the wolves and snaps, "Get back to the inn right now!" And she's going to post up and make 2 attacks with her revolver at the wolf that's closest.
Okay, now here's my thing. I just want to I want to present to you your situation and you tell me how you're vibing.
Okay.
If you do what you were saying, you will be stepping into melee with this wolf.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Charlie is in melee with this wolf at this time.
Mhm.
All right.
So you can attack, but you would be putting yourself in a dangerous situation and attacking. Instead of attacking and being in any less dangerous situation, you are not going to be pulling Charlie away. Charlie is already in that situation.
Okay. All right, then. Well, then in that case, Cam is going to take a couple shots at the wolf to try and get it to back off from Charlie so that Charlie can escape.
Go for it.
2 shots, revolver. Bang, bang. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Fuck. All right. I'm gonna assume a 9 won't hit, but will a 17.
17 hits.
Fuck yeah! All right. That's gonna be 10 points of piercing damage.
Oof. Winded myself.
Hahoo.
You might have the consumption.
It's too late for me, boys.
Oh no!
Probably
This-
make you a tincture of,
I got
of
the
opium
This
if it would help.
bullet hits home and just blood begins to kind of spill from the neck of this thing in this like very good straight through the jugular kind of shot. And it's like this thing doesn't want to die. It's holding on
Jesus.
by a thread, but it is bleeding profusely. The blood in the moonlight black against the snow. But it's still up.
Cam's only going to back up a little ways, maybe 5-10 feet, just to get a little extra, like, wiggle room to aim. But explicitly, she is telling Charlie to book it for the inn.
So 5 or 10.
I will make it 10.
Okay. You start moving back. Can't go much farther than that anyways, but you start trudging back like, come on, let's go.
I will cover you. Get back here.
And with that, Charlie, you are up. You are currently in melee with this creature. So if you just try to back up casually,
Attack.
actually, it won't. It already used its
Because
reaction.
it did this round.
It doesn't matter. It's still attacking people.
Hell
I
yeah.
can't leave.
I'll leave when I'm dead.
Yeah, most likely you will.
Charlie, what are you doing?
I attack it with my knife.
Yeah, you see this thing. You can tell
It's almost dead.
on death's
It's right
door.
there.
You pull out the knife and just sort of like, kind of flip it down to be in the, and you slam down. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Come on, bud. Come on, bud.
That's much better.
Yeah?
That's what? 18 to hit?
18 hits.
Woo!
Roll damage.
Hell yeah, Charlie! Get him!
That is one of my tiny dice.
Yeah. The teeny boys.
+2.
+2. Oh, I got a 4, so that's 6.
All right.
Nice.
How do you kill this wolf?
Oh, straight through the head. Like down through the top.
It's a hard hit, but you crunch down through skull and the body stiffens and then goes lax and falls into its blood in the snow. And you are free to start backing up if you see fit.
Oh,
Hot damn, kid!
there's too many of them.
You're like,
Rip,
I'm good, actually. And you start to back up as well.
rips the knife back out first, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't leave it behind.
And you can move a solid 15 feet and you start backing up. Doctor, it is your turn.
It looks like they killed one of them. I think there's someone over there, and I'll use the help action again to try and point out.
Look, a wolf. You use the help action. Perfect. Mr. Silver Bullet.
Come
You
on,
have an
buddy.
idea, but it's a hard shot. They're not in the light.
I will do as I was told, or as I told them I would, and I'll provide covering fire if the wolves decide to give chase.
Okay.
So, yeah, if they
Readying?
come within my short range, are all of the others within my short range?
The others are this round. They will be within your short range. So after their movement this round, they'll be in it.
Yeah. So once a wolf enters my short range, I will take a shot.
Okay, sounds good. You steady up and just hold. The wolves. Not as impeded by the snow as you all are.
Mm-hmm.
And they make their way forward, moving in and, technically, the closest person, you watch as the wolves move in, 2 wolves move into the light and go for Cam, who moved back the least.
Mm-hmm.
2 attacks. Oh, what a lucky day.
Oh boy.
Does an 8 hit?
8 does not hit, I'm afraid.
With a 1 and a 4.
Wow.
You are you are stumbling back in the snow and just barely missing teeth as they gnaw at the air and try to rip you apart. But these 2 are
Ready to
unable
pistol whip these bitches.
to get purchase, and you can see 2 more sets of eyes
Oh boy.
starting to circle around on the sides.
With both sides, 1 on each?
Yep, 1 on each.
Cam, mind your sides. Not Cam, sorry. Charlie.
Ah.
Charlie, mind your sides. I can't.
Sometimes you
I
gotta
don't know
hype
who I am.
yourself
I don't know who I am. I just speak to myself in the third person to hype myself up.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Sometimes you have to.
It gets lonely on the road.
It
It does. That's true.
Jacques, what would you like to do?
There's none next to me, so I can move my
Yeah.
15 foot, right? So I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna turn around and I see there's 2 wolves on our Cam person as I slowly slip into Western, and I'm gonna take my 2 shots with my short bow.
All right.
Ooh. So the first one is a natural 18.
That hits.
All right, let me
Fuck
get the
yeah.
fucking die. That is a D8, cool. So the first one gets sneak attack. 16.
Points of damage.
Yeah.
Damn.
Thunk.
Nice.
There's a step, and then one of the other wolves goes down.
I'm
Nice shot, Frenchie.
and then with the second attack to hit is 19.
19 hits.
Or don't drop D8, thank God. Okay.
That's all I have.
3 damage.
All right. This one still standing, but it has an arrow currently sticking out of its body.
Fair.
Bitch cheat.
Just trudging fully through the snow.
Nailed.
And technically, one of the wolves not in the light would have gotten into your range. Still disadvantaged because they're not in the light, but there is one in range now.
Yeah, I'll take a
Okay.
shot.
Yeah, it's a
Flat
straight
roll.
roll from the help you've been given.
That is 18.
18 hits.
And that is, I don't know my bonus, 13 damage.
There you go. 13 damage. Red mist, or in this case, black mist from the light of the moon, as bits of brain matter and blood spatter into view in the bit of light. That wolf felled.
Hell yeah.
Cam, you're up.
Cam is going to be mindful of Charlie and try and stay at least 5 feet ahead of Charlie in their retreat. So that
Still got a
Cam will
wolf
be
on you.
presented as the closer
Yeah,
target.
you currently have a wolf against your body,
Okay,
trying
cool.
to murder you.
Well, excellent. That's great.
Maybe hugging.
Maybe friend.
That would be great. I would love hugging, but I don't have
God.
proficiency in animal handling, so I guess I'll just have to revolver it twice.
It's next to you. Disadvantage.
It would be disadvantage.
Yeah.
What would it take for me to
The
swap to
pistol
knife?
whip it.
A
could
bonus
pistol whip it,
action.
but-
Yeah.
that's
You know how I
Yeah.
feel about ranged. Then again, it's only. You know what? Here's the thing. I'll fight everybody. Everybody line up. We're fighting.
Woo!
You could bonus action switch if you'd like to put your gun away and like, get your knife out and then
Yeah,
stab.
because it's not a bow. It's not a two-handed weapon. It's a pistol.
I'm not fighting about it, even though I said I would.
No, I'm just saying. I'm agreeing with you. Like it.
Right.
It seems like bonus action. It doesn't
So
seem
you are
like
welcome to go ahead and stab at thee if you wish.
I think I will go for the stabby.
Sure.
Does a 14 hit?
14 hits.
Fuck yeah! All right. Nice. That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage for this Wolferino.
You completely just like ruin half of this wolf's face.
Fuck yeah!
As they are wont to do, hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, that makes sense. Come on, you bitch! Come on!
Are you backing up?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to take its attack against you.
I'm gonna make it use up its reaction.
These dice can rock in hell.
Did Kenny make them?
Dash
Probably.
jail for you!
I'm assuming an 8 does not hit.
I'm afraid it does not.
This is why we use the Bosch dice. See, if we had rolled the Bosch dice, I would be murdering you right now. See, that's my
fair,
mistake.
and I'm
That's what I
glad
made
you
it
didn't.
for.
You're right.
No.
Gotta
Why
push
would
these
you
other
do
dice
that,
back.
Katie?
Dick move,
And
Kenny.
it misses as you just pull back and continue to trudge through the snow. Charlie, you're up. You're not currently in melee with anything.
And Cam is in between if I was to throw something, so I can't hit that one, right? Or could I throw and hit it?
I believe in you that you could take a casual step to the side if necessary to yeet something at this wolf.
I got this wonderful knife in my hand. I'd love to throw it at a wolf.
By all
I
means.
believe in you. I believe in you, Charlie.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 13.
13 just hits.
Hell yeah!
That is a wonderful D4 again.
All right.
I still got a 4, so that's another
Hell
6.
Buddy.
You
Nice D4.
throw this dagger, and basically, this wolf sort of leaves the light as the dagger moves in, and that wolf does not follow. Nothing follows you into the light. You know there's still one off trailing on the side. You lift your eyes up and are met with more glints as you start to back up, continuing your retreat slowly through the snow. The growls of these things barely audible over the sound of the wind. But the sharp whine from one of the wolves in the distance breaks through. Just a yelp, a pained yelp from far off, and you watch as 2 of the lights fade from view, the reflections in the eyes, and you watch as multiple scatter. And you can see the one off to your side also begins to look like it is turning and running as you hear just the sound of an injured, frightened animal ahead in the dark as you pull away from it quickly. Hey, doctor, what's up?
What's
I-
good, Dr. Man?
can I see any of them? Glints from their eyes or anything from the vantage point of the window?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
No, I don't see any of them.
I mean, you watched them kill a lot of them. They might all be dead.
All right.
I don't know if he heard that many bullet shots.
I gotta think they got most of them. Just keep an eye out, and we'll see if any of them come back. Let's hope our friends make their way back with haste. I'm gonna aim out the window with my gun and ready in action to shoot any wolves that pursue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You also take aim, waiting. Silver bullet.
Silver bullets. Going to take a shot at anything non-human that comes into my short range.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me perception real quick to see if you can see this one wolf that's chilling vaguely in range.
That's a 10.
Not enough.
Yeah.
You're like, nope. But you ready in action and you wait. Jacques, you hear this sharp yelp from one of the wolves and you watch them all begin to scatter.
I am going to make a perception check to see if I could see what could be causing this.
Yeah, disadvantage.
That's a 17 total.
17. It's, once again, the conditions here.
Very dark, very windy, very snowy.
But it's not about what you can see. It's what you can infer. And sometimes that's worse. You almost wish you could see it. But something that just went into the center of a pack of wolves and they scatter and flee. Has to be something pretty damn big.
Ain't good.
Jacques is scared, but this is also the moment he's been waiting for. So he's actually going to run forward.
Holy fucking shit!
Are you dashing?
No. I'm gonna prepare my bow attacks.
Okay. You move. The rest of you moving backwards. Jacques trades places with you, and you watch him set up bow and is currently waiting for something.
Frenchie, the hell you doing?
Le whippersnapper. I feel it in my bones.
Are you sure? Are you sure it ain't just a cougar?
It may be the whiskey.
I might be completely shit-faced.
That's precisely what I was wondering, frankly.
That is Jacques' turn. Cam, you're up.
Okay. God. Okay. Well, if Frenchie is taking up a defensive stance, then so will Cam. Cam is going to post up beside Jacques and.
Wait. Sorry, meta knowledge. Am I still in the 80 feet for the Josh's thing or no?
That would take you back out of it.
Can I then just stand my ground?
Sure, I'll allow it.
All right, thank you.
Are you aiming to get within the 80 feet?
So we were already in it, so I just
We
stay
were.
still instead of running away.
Got it. Okay. All right. I will stay even with him, considering the silver bullet's been providing us pretty good cover so far.
Okay.
Cam will post up and ready in action. She will ready the Pistolier special action Fan the Hammer. If she spots one or more critters, she will empty the remainder of her revolver into it, which will be, I
Okay.
think,
4.
4
There you
bullets.
go. Charlie.
Buddy.
Yeah.
You see them stop and set up shop.
Yeah.
No. Charlie's
I don't blame
grabbing
you,
Charlie's gonna get
Charlie!
the knife that they threw and then keep going. You're both damn
That's
crazy.
a good idea.
They
Yeah.
all ran. You saw them all run.
Yup, and that means that it's probably going to be a threat to the inn, so you best get back and protect Miss Dell.
I will die on this snow mountain.
Glad you know that.
I mean,
And you go.
I've found worse places to die, frankly. Cocks the revolver.
You watch 2 people, in your mind, casually decide to go die.
Yep,
And you're not that stupid.
that's
And
good.
you go. And you're like, why would I? There's a hole in there. And you go.
Mhm.
With
You start
somebody
running.
who wants your head.
That's fine.
I'll get him later. I'll deal with that in a minute.
That's a
That's
thing
a-
where you get. I'd be
that's a
taken in
business for
alive.
later,
It's
Charlie.
fine.
You set up shop. You keep running. Guns aimed. Arrows aimed. And you watch as the rest of the wolves peel off. And you are left with one set of eyes glinting back in the distance. Unmoving. Just sitting and watching. I would like wisdom saving throws from Cam and Jacques.
All right. It's a
Natural
good
1!
thing I have
Hell
proficiency in that.
Oh, so do I, but it don't matter.
That's unfortunate, my dude. That gives me an 18.
I got a 6 total.
Jacques.
Uh-oh.
A horrible fear builds up inside of you.
The arms.
You can see these horrible outlines of arms in your mind's eye, and they are bigger and stronger and sharpened at the edges. And you know, it'll take your arms. It's going to take your arms and everything in your body. You have to run. You have to run. Doctor, you see nothing.
Hmm.
You just see people sort of set up and Charlie like, "Pfft, not stupid,
No.
like keeps moving. Because Charlie, there is a fear in your gut that's been holding on, and you're like, no, it's smart. that's my brain, not my fear in my stomach. But doctor, what would you like to do? You don't see anything. You're welcome to set up again and wait.
Just a little aside comment to the silver bullet. You know, you really are a great marksman. Like, it's just very talented. And
What
that-
if we kissed in this old bedroom?
I'm here for this pairing.
What if we-
100%.
What
I'm
if we
here for
kiss
this.
next to the dirty socks? I'm
And the empty
Okay.
boots.
just asking. Anyway, sorry,
I
continue.
was going more for general encouragement, but I guess we can.
Nope, it's
probably
the
kiss.
moonlight.
It's flirting now.
Brokeback Mountain over here.
Uh-huh. No shame in it.
No, just again,
The
whatever.
frontier
I
is
was
free for all.
just
No, you-
generally encouraging.
Yeah, You're welcome to
silver
encourage
bullet.
this dude.
Yeah. Just expressing my admiration. Jeez, nothing.
Oh,
There's nothing bay about
Not
that.
that I want to like kiss him or anything. I just want to tell him how cool he is.
strong
Um,
and
Are
what a
you doing
shot
the
he
help
is.
action, or are you?
I would like, yeah, I'd like to help, like by encouraging him if he wanted to shoot anything. But if he didn't want to, then that's his decision.
Yeah,
He's got his own prerogative.
yeah.
It's
He's his
platonic
own
battle
man.
flirting. It's
His
fun.
own beautiful, strong man.
You know,
Anyway,
he's charmed by me, but he can do whatever he wants.
like I'm also charmed by him, and it's not even like a feat. The silver bullet. What's up?
Can I see big ol' honkin' chonker out there?
May I see the honkin' chonker, please?
Would love
Go
to
ahead
see
and
the
roll
honkin' chonker.
perception. You can do it. You could use your help with this if you'd like to make it a
Yeah, I'll
flat
use
roll.
that. I'll
Sure.
do that.
Flat perception.
Flat is 15.
15. You can see something's out there, and you're not entirely sure if it's like on the edge possibly of your long range. It's a 50-50. You can't exactly tell.
Okay, well, if it comes closer and I can verify that it's not a human, I'll take a shot.
Okay.
But Josh is worried that Courtney jumped out the window and transformed into
a big scary monster. Interesting.
yeah.
You're like, are you Courtney? Asking
Is
for a
that
friend. The wolves do what they are gonna do, and that is run. And Jacques, it is your turn, and you feel that same instinct boil up inside you. You're muted, but I assume you run.
Yes, dash.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cam, you set up next to him, and he's
Yeah.
nope, and begins to fucking move.
Just
Yeah,
shouting
that
out my
makes
friends
sense.
Cam, you are up. You can see the glint of something big, and you are now fully alone.
Well, that's fine. You want something done right, you do it your damn self. Gonna fan the hammer.
What's the range on your weapon?
Range on the weapon. Let me double check it. Sorry. Sorry. Revolver. Long range 120. Close range 40.
What was your long range? One more time.
Long range was 120 feet.
120.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either way. Disadvantage.
Fair enough. Do I need to make rolls for each attack?
Does it specifically say?
As an action, I can expend all remaining ammunition to make a revolver attack for each bullet used in this way.
Then by all means.
So disadvantage for all four?
Yep.
All right, fair enough.
Go ahead and just roll them all, and then we'll get to damage.
Alrighty then. That's gonna be... Oh, geez. Okay. I'm just gonna go by, pairs so I don't wind up getting confused, if that's okay.
Sounds right to me.
Alright, so first... nope. Disadvantage means no. Fucking hell. Ooh! Disadvantage, that one is 19 to hit.
Okay, on to the next.
Uh-huh. Okay. Damn. Nope. Last one. Does a 14 hit?
That's your last roll.
Yep.
You fan the hammer. It's something you can barely see and is pretty damn far from you. And you can only, you have the faintest, you can hear the sound of a bullet impact on something besides snow or tree. And those eyes don't even begin to falter. There is not a waver in this thing's body as it is impacted by a bullet.
All right, then. Cam is going to lead this thing towards the silver bullet. Y'all better get ready to fire! And Cam's going to book it. I'm booking it. I'm booking it.
You start moving. Jacques, he already moved. You move. Charlie, moving.
Mm-hmm.
You're now able to dash, so you're like 30 feet. Let's go. You all begin
get the lead out
to move, and up top, I'm just assuming team. I'll shoot it if it comes into range. And I'll help you. We're bros.
Hell yeah.
As you set
Two
up
bros
top,
taking pot shots 5 feet
bros,
apart
right.
because it's not gay.
they're a solid 3 inches apart as they both cram into the window to shoot things. But
You look nice tonight.
you all
eyes are
keep
pretty.
moving back and back. Those eyes don't pursue. They just watch you all go. Your 2 other companions make it inside. Are you following?
Cam's gonna wait in the doorway, just kind of watching this thing, trying to see if it makes any move towards the inn or elsewhere. Still got a revolver trained on it.
You hear Lana start yelling, "Close my fucking door!"
Give me 2 seconds!
From this distance, you can no longer see the pinpricks of eyes. That's gone. Roll perception with disadvantage.
Okay. All right. My worst one is 15.
Okay. You keep an eye out. You don't see anything.
All right. Cam's gonna retreat back in, and if there's a bar on this door, she's barring it.
There certainly is not.
Okay. We're gonna need a barricade in front of this door, Ms. Dell. You got anything for that?
She's like, "What the fuck happened?" And multiple people start kind of talking at the same time. And Jacques and Charlie, you are inside. But there is just this horrible, unnerving sensation. Just the pinpricks of eyes just burned into your memory. Whether that is outlined with a creature of many arms, it's up to you. But these pinpricks, each time you blink, you can just see it right behind the eyelids. And you know that it is just one door away. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Hooey, boys! This is gonna be a 2-parter!
I would very much like to light 2 cigarettes and start smoking one myself and hand one back to the silver bullet.
There's 2 dudes in a dead man's room. Here you go, sir.
The silver
Was
bullet
it good
opens
for
his
you
mouth
too?
seductively.
Pillows the lip.
Thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We love getting to tell you a story, and sometimes we tell you a news story. And that story is about a bunch of people who are going to die in the woods.
Yay.
Or, catch the whippersnapper. That's also a possibility. There's 2
Definitely what's
possibilities.
out there.
Maybe.
It's definitely what's out there.
Here at the Dice Cult, we got a few things going on. We have bi-weekly on Tuesdays, we have Legends of Theia. This is currently the off week. Dungeons Dragons 5e. Big adventure. Bring snacks, bring drinks, watch some people beat the shit out of some monsters, the good stuff. On Wednesdays, we have Cordially Invited, which is over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/the Dice Cult. They are also bi-weekly. This is also the off week. But that doesn't mean you can't head over to YouTube right now and catch up on any of our shows. We have some other one-shots we usually do on the backs of gods. That's usually our Monday thing, but we're switching it up for a little bit. We're still in the snow, but just a little bit different, little different place. So if you're interested in that, you can head over there, start watching some things, catch up on stuff. If you're behind, you got a little time now. And on Saturdays, still, I am burdened. Vampire the Masquerade and the Last Remaining Light. Just another week. We're getting there. Just a little more, boys. But if you keep up with us on our socials at the Dice Cult, you will know when all of our shows are live and when Vampire is coming back to you real spicy as we're in the final stages of destroying Seattle and leaving. But gotta wait just a little bit longer. If you want to keep up with us, We are at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to keep up with On the Backs of Gods, which is normally the Monday slot, it is help, I can't do both. At Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Love telling you guys a nice cowboy themed story. We will see you guys same time, same place every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll see you guys then. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Appreciate you.